Hello friends, Renee here from Scrappy Ray Papercrafts with another video featuring our Stampin' Up! Ephemera packs. So today I'm going to show you how to create 7 cards that do not require any stamping or embellishments, but then I'm going to take 2 of those cards and show you how to step them up using simple techniques. I'll use the basic beige ink pad, a blending brush, the Pretty in Pink and Granny Apple Green blenders. Then I'm going to use the mini and regular dimensionals. And I haven't decided yet, but I'm going to use either the neutral matte or the adhesive back dots for days in our cards. So I want to go through what the ephemera packs contain. The ones I'm using today are fully flowering ephemera pack. It has 82 images. 41 different images, but they duplicate 2 of each for you. And there's some black line graphics as well as colored in images. And you could color in a black and white, and then see how this one has shading. You could take your blender pens or your Stampin' Write markers and add shading to the ones that are solid color. And there's that one. 4 different sheets. So that's the first pack we're going to use today, the fully flowering ephemera pack. Then we're going to use the Say Something ephemera pack. It has 65 different sayings in it for a total of 130. So we have some that look like they're fussy cut. Then we have blocked in, lots of different holidays, events could be used, another fussy cut. And then this one is a combination of fussy cut and blocked images. So we'll use this today. And then the last one we're going to use today is called Labels and Layers. And there are 68 total images, but 34 different ones. So you get 2 of each image. And these are great for backgrounds, little tags for sentiments. If you watched my previous video, you saw that I used that one in one of my cards. Today I'm going to use this little, looks like a paper clip when you put it on. So I have an ordering special for today's video that includes all 3 of these ephemera packs. You would get a half pack of each of these, and then there will be 10 card bases and envelopes, and 5 yards of baker's twine for $35. That includes your shipping. It's only available in the continental US per Stampin' Up! Policy. So after you watch this video, if you like it and you would like a tutorial that contains 10 cards, 3 of which are not shown in this video, all of the card bases and embossed layers, I guess what I want to say, like if I show it to you embossed, that will be included already embossed. And then a half pack each of the 3 ephemera packs that we're using today, and 5 yards of baker's twine for $35, which includes the shipping to continental US. So this pack we used in our last video, but I did want to show it to you today. Something for Everything ephemera pack. It has 71 different images for a total of 142, and it's literally any season you could think of. I like this pack. And then if you go to my Facebook page, after watching these videos, I will have photos of some of the cards that I've made that are not in the video. So let's go ahead and get started. I have already cut out my card bases and embossed the folders that are, or the layers that I want embossed. And then I showed this in my previous video, but what I do is I take a piece of 4 by 5 1/4, and I just lay out my pieces to see how I want them. So I'm going to take this combination, I'm going to put it on this exposed brick folder. Really simple card. You could take the beige baker's twine and wrap around this layer before you adhere it to your card base for a step up dimension. But like I said, I want these to be quick and easy so that you can make a mass production of cards with little time. I'm going to go ahead and pop all 3 of these off of here. There's actually 4 of them. This one is going to be adhered directly onto the card. I want to make sure I get it in the right area though. So I'll put that on just for visual. And then I'll put this here. And then I'm going to put this piece on flat. You notice I have these little dots here. That's where I put the glue on the back. This mono glue is dual purpose. You can have it be permanent, the way I'm using it right now, or if you want it to be repositionable, you just put a little dot of glue on the back and let it dry, and then it becomes repositionable. See, I put it on and then I pop it back off. So that's how I do them, so that when I create my layouts, they don't fall apart as I pick them up and move them aside. So this is my next card here. And then, like I said, I'm going to pop it up with dimensionals. I'm using the minis so that I can get into these little areas. You can be as stingy or generous as you would like with the dimensionals. They're small enough that it doesn't really matter. And you may find, since this is on embossed layer, that you have to push down on the glue to make it stick after you've already put it down. Sometimes it likes to curl up. It's just while it's drying. Once it's dry, it won't come off. Trying to take too many off with one poke. All right, and I'm going to put this one on here. And then again, I'm going to put dimensionals on this one, and this one I'm going to have kind of, I want it hanging off of this side here. So I'm not going to put a dimensional here, but I will put 2 right there. And then, like I said, there are so many images in these packs that I have not used all of them, and it would be easy to stack them and put a whole bunch on like I did with this one, or just use a single image to create a card. Lots of possibilities. All right, a very basic card. You could step it up by putting on these gems. These would go really well. Just pop a few of those on. You could do the white, you could do the, well, let's see, I don't know, pecan, and then this is basic beige. I didn't write down the exact color. Okay, that's the first card. I'm going to move on to the second card. See how my card base isn't exact? You can either realign it and then push down to straighten up your edges, or if it looks like this, it can be the back of your card. See, when you flip it over, you won't see that. Your choice. Just a quick tip on how to fix your card when it decides to go its own way. This is cut a little bit smaller, giving it a bigger area so that it can accommodate my tab. I bet that I didn't leave enough space to accommodate it though. Yeah, that's not hateful. Okay, maybe I'll slide it down some. I do need to straighten it out though. Okay, there's that. And then I have this cute flower. I was trying to match up the green, but I couldn't quite find an exact green, so I didn't. You could do the pink, but I didn't want pink. I need to put a little bit of glue back there to hold that down. All right, I am going to pop this one up with dimensionals as well. I'm going to put little ones out here along the edges. And then I'll put a couple big ones in the middle. I don't want the middle of it to sink. All right. Pop those off. Well, that one went flying. Oop. Sometimes I get some that just stick like that one did. Okay, and then I'm going to slightly offset this one. put it there. And then I'm going to put a dimensional on this one as well. That was my little dried up piece of glue where I said it's repositionable. We'll put these on here. And then we will have our second card finished. So these are very quick cards. And you can decorate the inside any way you like. There we go. There's our second card. And this would be cute with the white gems or even the black. You could put the black ones on there to make it pop out. Let's see. I think that would draw on the black that's in there. All right. On to the third card. I decided to use the basic beige, and I want to use this combination. And what I did with this thanks, it was white, and I colored it in with the Granny Apple blender pen before the video just to save time. And I literally just used the broad brushstroke end of it and went over the sentiment. I'll go ahead and get my glue on there, and then I'll set it aside so it can start drying. My last video, the glue just came pouring out. In this video, it has to think about what it wants to do. I don't want very much glue, but I do want enough that'll hold it in place. Okay, I'm going to set this aside so it can get a little tacky. And then I'm going to pull in a piece of scrap paper. Actually, I could just do it on this card right here. And I'm going to lightly blend in the background. So to keep from making a mess with your ink, you don't want to start on the image, because see, it'll do that. So you start off to the side and then drag across. And then add to your, you just pick up color and add. And it doesn't look like I'm doing anything at the moment, but when I pull it up, you'll see, and it gives it sort of an aged look, and it takes away some of that stark white contrast that would show up if I put it on the card the way it was. So this was just a step up. You don't have to do this part, but I like the worn look of it, so that's what I'm doing. And then I'm also going to add gems to this card to show you how to step it up. You could take your baker's twine and tie a bow around this flower collection. Set those aside. All right, pull this one out. This is the wood grain embossing folder. And like I said, if you purchase the kit, all of these will already be cut and embossed for you, which makes your work a lot easier. I do all the prep work and you do the assembly. So I don't think you can ask for a better offer than that. Save a lot of time. Okay, so there's that. And then this, like I said, I'm going to show you the difference. So see, there's a stark white, but then when I flip it over, it's more blended. It looks more worn. You could also take your brush and kind of go over your wood to give it more dimension, give it more. I do have a video where I've shown you 3 different ways to color your embossing folder. If you want to flip back to the playlist, they're broken down, they're tagged based on the technique. So you could go in on the technique playlist and find the video with the embossing folders. You see, it just adds a little bit more dimension. I'm going to put dimensionals on top of those as well. I don't have to worry about little ones with this because there's some pretty large open spaces. Okay, pop these off. It's nice when you have a rainy day or weather that's too cold, or you have to sit in a doctor's office or wait on somebody, that you can take these with you and assemble them I lost my sentiment, folks. Do you see where it went? I did not see where it went. I had a sentiment to go right across the front of that. Oh, that's right. Oh, Renee. All right. I forgot. I put glue on it to let it get tacky. Okay. Here we go. So I'm going to set this down on here. It kind of curves around. I might not have put enough on there. Okay, so there's that. And then I decided that I wanted to do some gems. And that's why I said you can do a step up. So I'm going to take these basic beige gems. And I'm just going to scatter them around the card. The gems are not included in your kit, but you are welcome to order them. It'll be an add-on option with the class. So see, it just adds a little advanced level to it. So there's that card. Then I'm going to flip over my thing. This was my scrap. See, I'm going to flip it over, and I have another layout ready to go. This time I'm using the basket weave embossing folder. This will be a really quick card. This one you could take the baker's twine, the white baker's twine, and color it with either the green or the pink that is in there, and tie it around this layer before you adhere it to the card. That would be cute. Or you could just make a little bow, put the bow on there. Okay, dimensionals again. Are you getting tired of me telling you to use dimensionals? They're just fun. All right. See, then if you make all of these cards ahead of time, you don't have that last minute scramble when you realize that you need a card for somebody special occasion, or if they're sick, or if there's a loss in the family. You aren't left scrambling trying to figure out a card for them, or going to the dollar store and buying a card that's just not as nice. Once you get your hands on these cards, feel the quality of the paper and the images, you won't want to go back to dollar store cards. All right, I'm gonna put that on there. And this card would be really cute with these gems. So that's what I said, I can't decide if I want, but I might do the adhesive back dots for days. I think I will put those on. I'm gonna do these pink ones though. And again, these are not included in your kit, but they are an optional add-on if you would like to level up your card. So we'll put one down here, and then, I don't know, maybe one there. Okay, that pink just makes them pop off the page. All right, set those aside and pull out my next card. My next card, I decided to go with Pretty in Pink, excuse me, and the eyelet embossing folder. I'll go ahead and put this down, and then I'm going to do some light coloring. So, in case you were wondering, this is not one of my short videos. It has 7 cards, so it's going to be rather long, but it's also full of ideas and tips. Okay, so I put that on, and when I do a tone on tone, sometimes I like to cut my embossed layer just 1/8 of an inch smaller than the rest of the layer. That makes it blend well with the front of the card. Okay, what did I do with my scrap? Here we go. All right, so what I'm going to do with this one is I'm just going to go over the leaves with my green. I have the light granny apple. I'm just going to go over my leaves. You will see my hand shake, but that's okay. It just shows that even with a handshake, you can decorate the cards. And if you go out of the edge like I did, well, you can either decide that it's a watercolor card, or you can get out the color remover pen, which I'll do here in just a moment. I'm just going to go over these real quick. I don't want to do a whole lot of detail on them. I could actually switch over to my broad stroke. When you do this, you do not want to go right up to the edge because the pens, the alcohol in them spreads and it will go over into your other areas that you didn't intend to color. So kind of stay a little away from the edge when you color. And then if you find that it didn't spread enough, you can always go back. And then as you're coloring, if you decide that you want to add more color, you can, you know, give it a little bit of shading just by going back over it again. See, this one's just a little bit darker than those. You can also go over it with the darker. So we have the light and the dark. And if you want a lot of detail, then you could just go back over it with the dark. I'm not doing that because I want to make these cards quick. You don't even have to color this in. This is just showing you an option, a way to add some pop of color to your card, but it would still be pretty as a black and white drawing, line drawing. So put those in very quickly. And then I have the pretty in pink for the rose. I'm not 100% sure, but see how this right here is the pretty in pink. You can compare that. But this one right here, I think, is the new strawberry color that's coming out for the 25-27 in color. It's a very pretty color. Summery, that's for sure. And the in colors will be available May 6th. I'm sure if you follow anybody on Facebook that you've already seen sneak peeks of the new colors. They are very pretty. But you cannot order them until May 6th. Unless you become a demonstrator. If you become a demonstrator, not only do you get the discount, but you get early access to the products. And if you would like to become a demonstrator, just reach out to me and I will give you more details. So, especially if you have an order that's anywhere around $100. If you have $100 or more in an order, it's very easy to become a demonstrator and get a discount on that order and future orders. So, just a thought, no pressure. All right, I'm almost finished with the green here. And then see, that one's got a little bit more shading in it. Maybe I'll do some right here. A little bit more. Okay, I gotta stop because my intention is not to blend and do all the shading. Okay, so then here's my pretty in pink. Real quick around the edges. And then we'll pop it onto the card. And like I said, you can go back and add as much color as you want, as much depth as you want. You could blend, make the center of this yellow with the edges pink. So many options when you use blender pens. You could also use watercolor pencils and add color that way. That'll be a totally different video for me though if I teach you watercolor. I could do that with some of our black line. I'm just going to go across because my intention is just to be quick here. And then you want to be gentle with this tip. You don't need to push down hard because it'll ruin the tip, and then your ability to get into a fine corner will be limited. So here we go. I am going to go back and add some shading into this one just because it's such a large image. I want it to really pop out. So I think I'm going to pull in my dark pink, the dark pretty in pink. Let me be clear there. And I'm just going to come in and see how that adds some more color just in the little grooves there. And then if you get too much in, or you notice that you've got a major line, you can go back in and blend with your lighter colors. Take your lighter one and then just kind of go like this and see it blends it. So there we go, there's that. And then I said I would show you the color lifter. So this is our color lifter. If you mess up, you can just take it over. I had a leaf where I went out just a little bit over here, and you just take your color lifter and go over it. It will look wet in the beginning, but it'll dry, and see now all of the green is gone. It's like magic. There we go for that. This was the longest card, but only because I wanted to show you how to step it up. You could have left it the way it was. And this would be really pretty with ribbon back and forth behind it, but we're going with it just the way it is. Add my dimensionals. I am running out of dimensionals here. I may have to pause and get more. Put one in, or I better put two in the center. I don't want it to sag. Not coming off. All right. There's that. I want to offset this one just a little. Okay, there's that. And then this one, I'm going to put dimensionals underneath the rosy, but not underneath the U, because I want it to lay flat on the U. I have some friends who love to garden, and I could just see this card going to them, letting them know that they make life fun, cheerful. They make you smile. There, that's a pretty card. And this one you could step up again. Take your white baker's twine behind it, or even take the white from the neutral back and put those on. See, just a little, it would just pop. If I put these on, I'd put them in the center of the eyelets, or even on one of the circles. But I think it would just make it pop. Okay, I'm going to put it on, but just remember, these gems are not part of the ordering kit. If you decide to order the kit to make all of these cards, the gems would be an add-on option. Where do I want to put that? Maybe right there. Do a big one. We'll do a big one down there. And then a big one over there, and one more small one. Maybe do a small one there. See, that's how you take it from the very simple. Let me pull out my simple one again. Very simple to a step up. And the same with this one. It's a step up. But they just add to them. Very pretty way to step up your cards. All right, my next card is another white background, and this time, instead of embossing the entire background, I cut out that 4th largest everyday arches, and then I embossed just the arched cutout. I'm going to put that on here. You could do this with pretty much any color that you have. I chose to go with white. I just wanted the design of the embossing to pop out, not the color. So we'll center this on the card. Let's see here. Okay. And then dimensionals on the back of the flowers. Oh, I'm running out of dimensionals. Okay, so instead of pausing and watching while I hunt, when you get to the end of your dimensionals, you can just go through and cut and use up all of your spare parts. If you don't have any with you right at the moment and you want to continue working. Quick, efficient way. Otherwise, you tend to just throw away the border. I'll put one in the middle. All right. Pop all these off. I love using this take your pick to pop off the protectors, but then I find that they stick, like they're all over the place. Like you can see them on my desk, and so I started using this, it's called a weeding, it's a trash can for weeding with your Cricut, and it's great because you just take this and run it to the side, pull it out, and all of them fall into place. Okay, almost finished with this one. This is another one that would be cute with some white baker's twine wrapped around the stem of the flower. I think that would be really pretty. You could also put the white neutral back gems on here. You could do the yellow on the dots for days. You could also do Wink of Stella. You could do rhinestones. Almost any of the gems would look pretty on here. All right, very simple card. Oh, that's kind of lopsided. Let me try that again. We'll scoot it down just a little. How about that? There we go. Very simple. And then we are on to the last card. And the last card, I'm doing this layout here. And I decided that I really liked this pretty peacock as the background. And this new ribbed, it mimics cardboard. This new ribbed embossing folder is a fun folder to have, and I thought it picked up the lines on the frame, so that's what I went with. And then if you do what I just did and get glue outside, you can rub it off. You can also wait till it dries and then use a gum eraser or rubber. It's like a rubbery kind of, I don't know what I did with mine though. I would show it to you, but I'll waste your time looking for it. I have no clue where I put it. You pop all these off. We are almost finished. So just want to remind you that this is a class. I'll have a PDF with 10 cards, 3 of which were not shown today. It'll have 10 card bases, 10 embossed layers, 10 envelopes, and then it will have a half a pack each of the flower ephemera pack, the labels. Let's see, let me get the exact name for you. The labels and layers, the flowers, and the saying something ephemera pack. You'll have a half pack of each of those, and then you'll have 5 yards of the baker's twine, like one yard of each of the 5 colors of the basic baker's twine. So it'd be black, basic beige or vanilla, white, black, white, vanilla, beige. There's another one. It might be gray. I'm not sure. But anyway, you'll get a yard of each of those, your 10 card bases, your 10 embossed layers, 10 envelopes, a PDF with 10 cards, 3 of which are not shown in this video. And then I might throw an extra gift in there for you. You have over $20 in product. The cost is $35, which includes shipping to the continental US. And the ordering link will be in my video write-up, and it will be on my Facebook page. Let's see here. I want dimensionals for my flower. I pulled off one too many, so I'll go ahead and put it on the back of my sentiment. this off. Put this here. It's so simple, but yet pretty. Some people do not like all of the busyness, so some of these simpler cards are perfect for our friends who like clean and simple. It's not exactly clean because it does have color and not a whole lot of white space, but it is simple, very basic. And this one, you could use the pool party out of this party dots to put on there. Oh, you could use this one too. You could use this. It almost looks like peach pie. You could put that on there. Either one of those would work great. Okay, so there you have it. There are the 7 cards in the video. And like I said, if you buy the class, there will be 3 more cards that are not included in this video. And I showed you how to step up the cards by coloring in the rows and by adding gems. Those gems are not in the class. They're an add-on option. And then I showed you how to use the blender brush to make your sentiment look old. There you have it. 7 cards, quick and easy from the ephemera pack. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. You can follow me on YouTube and you can subscribe. You can also go to Facebook and follow me on Scrappy Ray Papercrafts for more tips, tricks, and ideas. Thanks and have a great day.